All right, folks, we are live. Little technical difficulties here. We were missing a cable. I had to drive 50 miles to pick that cable up. But we are back. We have Tony Mancuso and Jeff Merlin. I'm out of wind because I've just set up the other two cameras. But the guys are here. They got all the pertinent information. They're introducing the starting lineups, and I'll turn this over to our broadcast crew.
Well, welcome to Wilmington High School, where tonight on CampusNation.com and the YouTube channel of Campus Nation are the new Richmond Lions at 1-1 against the Wilmington Hurricane at 1-3. I'm Tony Mancuso, sitting next to our color guy, the coach, Jeff Merklin. Jeff, welcome to the broadcast. What do we got for Wilmington and what do we got for New Richmond?
Tony, thanks. It's nice to be here doing basketball. We had a great football season, and hopefully we'll be able to do some games here on the CampusNation.com for basketball. Tonight we've got New Richmond into Wilmington. New Richmond comes in 1-1. They're 1-0 in the SBAAC American. The most interesting thing so far is in two games they're shooting over 50% from the field. Look for Tyler Sinninger, a 6-foot junior guard. He's averaging 16 points a game. Wilmington comes in 1-3. They are also 1-0 in the SBAAC American. For them, I look for sophomore guard Luke Blessing. He's at 15 points a game, 4 rebounds a game, and looks like we're ready to tip it off, Tony.
Well, we'll try to give you the starting lineups here. Let's first for Wilmington, we got number 22, Cole Bernhardt, jumping center.
6'8" center.
And we're underway. And the tap is controlled by Wilmington. That's number 3, Matthew Butcher. Wilmington on their first possession, ball's on the floor, and it's a turnover. Here comes New Richmond down the floor. We'll get the names ID. There's a block by Bernhardt. Wilmington on the run and a dunk. A jam by Brady Bildens of Wilmington with the initial jam.
Tony, the scouting report coming into tonight, both teams like to play man, and as you saw, they do like to get it out and run, when at least Wilmington does, but New Richmond does as well.
We'll get these players identified. There's 23, Skip Lanshaw. And we got a travel.
That's correct.
And a turnover. Wilmington possession, 32 for Wilmington. That's Luke Blessing. Top of the key, number 3 is Matthew Butcher. And another bucket three-pointer by Wilmington out of the gate.
It's Brandon Glass, 5'10" senior, 12.3 points a game, Tony. He does shoot the 3 well.
Whistle on the floor. I think we're going to have a foul against Wilmington. Luke Blessing, his first personal for Wilmington. So let's see if free throw on the line is number 2, Will Hess, who misses the first shot for New Richmond.
Hess is their second leading scorer in their 2 games, Tony, 14.5 a game.
Makes the second. We're at Wilmington 5. New Richmond 1. Ball's in the low post. There's our big center, number 22, Bernhardt with the miss, and New Richmond clears the boards. 23 is Skip Lanshaw for New Richmond. 40 is Justin Ackerman. We'll get these guys ID'd here for our audience just tuning in. CampusNation.com, YouTube channel, Campus Nation, Wilmington High School basketball on a Friday night. Tough defense by Wilmington. There's a block inside, but I think we're going to get a foul on 22, Cole Bernhardt, as the move was made by number 40, Justin Ackerman.
As you mentioned, Tony, Cole Bernhardt, a 6'8 junior. He leads the SBAAC, the entire league in block shots, 3.3 a game. That time came down on an arm.
Ackerman's free throw is good and hits them both. Beautiful looking form and shot, and we're at 5-3 Wilmington, 5:38 to go first quarter, just underway here at Wilmington High School. Cole Bernhardt down inside to Matthew Butcher, who misses the shot. We got another whistle, Jeff.
That's Luke Blessing again, Tony. That's 2. And their leading scorer, sophomore, a little bit anxious there, trying to get on the offensive boards, but he'll probably go out right now.
And Kellen Baltazar is in to replace him, Jeff. All right, get these names down and get the broadcast underway. There's Baltazar, top of the key to Butcher. Drives to the lane, pass is broken up inside, and it's out of bounds off Wilmington.
Wilmington's offense is one that is the offense of the era, so to speak, where you're trying to spread the defense out, drive the middle, and then if it's not there, try to kick it back out for the 3. And Wilmington's offense also features the big man in the middle, although he's out now. So they've got a good set going out there.
Kendall France checks in for Wilmington.
You've heard that name before.
Yes, we have. A 3 ball up in the air, short by 13.
Kendall France was one of the 3-headed monster tailbacks, was it?
That's right.
That's correct, yeah.
Senior.
Oh, he's the one who reminded us of what, Eric Dickerson?
Yeah. We'll have to see if he has a reminder on the basketball court.
He's a pretty good player. Very good free throw shooter.
There's Kellen Baltazar, and inside to Kendall France with a bucket. So as soon as we mentioned him, he scored.
So hopefully I don't hex him on his free throws.
There's a drive that's off the glass and run down by Wilmington. Nice looking shot there by number 3. Butcher falls off to New Richmond, bringing it up the floor. Justin Ackerman, top of the key. Kendall Pollard. There's a drive to the basket and a foul. Going to be on Kendall France, I believe. The drive by Will Hess of New Richmond. Looks like we're going to have 2 shots.
Hess is a slasher, Tony. This will be his third and fourth free throws of the game already, and he's gotten to the hoop well their first 2 games.
Yeah, we got him as 1 point so far. His second shot upcoming. 3:50 to go. It's 7-5 Wilmington. Second free throw good by Hess. So we're at 7 Wilmington, 6 New Richmond with 3:45 to go first quarter. There's a drive by Butcher inside to France, who lays it in. Kendall France. 4 points for Kendall off the bench. Richmond moves the ball quickly, don't they, Jeff? There's another foul on.
That was a little hand check there that they called
out
for the foul.
front. On Kendall Pollard with the ball.
Hand checks were one of the issues that were a point of emphasis for referees coming into this season.
So common foul ball out of bounds for New Richmond. 9-4 Wilmington leading. There's a pass broken up inside. New Richmond comes up with it. Ackerman out the top of the key. Pollard down the baseline. I think he lost it off his foot.
And we want to say a welcome to all those Lion fans out there as far as New Richmond. And we have a good game, hopefully, for tonight. A very close game that you had with Massey, and we had a very close game with Massey, so these teams are pretty even.
9-4. Wilmington leading there. The ball stolen by New Richmond.
Ah, that's a foul.
Hess is hung up there on the offensive end, Jeff. Got himself trapped.
That time, though, Kendall bailed him out, and he'll probably go to the bench now. That's
three on him early in the quarter. Didn't start the game and has picked up 3 quick fouls. The free throw is good by Ackerman. Landon Griffith comes in for France with 3 fouls.
In about 3 minutes.
Second free throw good by Ackerman, who's now 4 for 4 from the line.
Ackerman is a very good post player for New Richmond. 9 points a game, 9.5 rebounds, and 3 block shots a game. Second in the conference on the block shots behind Cole Bernhardt.
Whistle blows, and it's going to be a foul on number 13 is Tyler Sinninger for New Richmond. Matthew Butcher will be shooting 2, Jeff.
Butcher, very good player for Wilmington.
First one good.
9.8 points a game, 8 rebounds, and 3.5 assists. So he's multi-talented.
Butcher's second free throw good.
Beautiful stroke.
We're at 11-6, Wilmington leading New Richmond. 2:30 left in the first quarter. Wilmington High School basketball on campusnation.com. YouTube channel of Campus Nation. 3 ball up in the air by 13. Sinninger is no good, and there's another whistle on the floor.
He tried.
Tried to buy one there, but it was off a foot, but it was his foot. It's Shep Lansall trying to convince the referee he saw something that he didn't.
Long 3 is good by number 5, Brandon Glass.
And Glass does a lot of that.
Long distance 3, and a timeout call with 22 seconds to go by New Richmond.
As I said earlier, Glass comes in 12.3 points a game, second on the team, and the three-point shot seems to be his forte.
And he has 2 3-pointers, Jeff, according to my notes. So 6 points for Brandon Glass. Wilmington 14, New Richmond 6.
Well, Matthew Kramer, Coach Kramer for Wilmington, it's his second year, and he's got to be pleased with their defense so far. No field goal so far for New Richmond.
Everything at the foul line.
We do want to reiterate, Kramer is out right now. He's been quarantined because of coming in contact with someone that had COVID, but we wish him a quick, it's not a recovery, just that they'll let him come back and start coaching the team again. But he'll be out probably one more game, or, well, the next game would be the first of the year, so he's going to be recovered.
Sure. We wish everybody well.
Yeah, just his second year.
There's a nice ball movement and a great defensive recovery by number 12, Brady Bildens. A minute 35 to go. Wilmington side out. And a turnover for Wilmington. Some pressure by Wilmington, Jeff. Man-to-man, no, zone press. Tell me, what do we got?
It's a 100, what we call 100, full court press.
Right. Wilmington rarely plays a zone.
There's a ball inside, number 14 for New Richmond. Luke Abbott misses the shot. Wilmington rebound, and up the floor they come. Ball slapped out of his hands. Here comes Wilmington on a bust out. New Richmond, and what a block down there by number 12, Brady Bildens. Ball's on the floor.
Here's possibly another jam. Oh, he tried, kind of got caught in between.
Might be hurt.
They'll let this play complete.
Took a shot. He's hurt. Nice drive on the other end by 15, Adam Ernst. But there's a whistle and an injury. That was their first field goal, Jeff.
Yes.
There's a drive all the way down the lane by number 11, Kellen Baltazar. The junior, his first basket. We're at 16-8, Wilmington. Wilmington with some tough defense on that play. Corner three, blast.
Counted.
Brady Bildens at the buzzer.
Yeah, and that is Brady Bildens is the pronunciation of his name.
Bildens.
Bildens, right.
What a good-looking shot by Brady.
Yeah, another. Hurricane have a lot of great three-point shooters, both with the boys' team and the girls' team. They love those threes.
So we're at the end of the first quarter here at Wilmington High School. A timeout for the quarter break. It's Wilmington 19, New Richmond 8. What'd you think about the first quarter, Jeff?
Wilmington clearly the upper hand, even with Kendall France's 3 fouls and Luke Blessing 2 fouls early and sitting a substantial part of the quarter. This may be a little difficult for New Richmond to pull out of if Wilmington continues to play defense like that. Very impressed with their man defense. They help well, they're on the ball well, and they get down on the floor after the ball when it's loose.
And once again, their only common opponent, I think, so far this year is Clinton Massey. New Richmond was at Massey, and they lost by 4-5. And Massey was here playing against Wilmington, and they lost by 10.
Well, so, Wilmington's on a big pace, 19 points in one quarter. They're rolling offensively.
Rick, actually, New Richmond, that's their one win. They beat Massey and lost to North Bend Taylor.
Oh, okay, that's right.
And Wilmington beat Massey as well, but Wilmington won by 10.
And they
New
won
Richmond
by 4 or 5.
Yeah.
3 ball up in the air, off the mark. Butcher the rebound. Oh, what a great feed, and with the ball missed by Landon Griffith, but a foul underneath. It's on number 23, New Richmond, Shep Lanshaw.
So, Jeff, no Jonathan Merklin, is he listening to the game?
No, he got a little better offer than to be with his old man this evening.
Must involve a female.
Well, it probably will. He is going with a high school friend of his. He flew in from San Jose to be with me this holiday season, which has been wonderful so far.
That's great.
Wilmington really moving the ball well against this defense, and there's a nice drive and a bucket by number 5, Brandon Glass. That's 8 points for Brandon.
That's an example of how not to play man defense on the perimeter, Tony. You do not run out after the shooter.
Yeah, they move the ball well offensively, and they're on a roll offensively, on a big pace tonight. Forcing aggressive defense, turnover by the Lions. Will Hess back in for Wilmington. New Richmond back in for New Richmond. Will Hess. 21-8, 6:58 left, second quarter. Wilmington's offense is really smooth tonight, Jeff. Very smooth. There's a drive to the basket that rolls off. Brady Bildens.
Well, Tony, it is early in the season, but Wilmington's played 4 games, New Richmond 2, and the COVID has just messed everything up this year. And my guess would be that hasn't hurt Wilmington at all.
There's a long three,
nice.
Good. Justin Ackerman, 6 points. Good looking stroke for Justin.
That's 7, Tony. 7 for Justin.
That's right, it was a 3 ball. We'll learn to add next week. A 3 ball, 3 plus 4 is 7. You're right.
Where's our stat man when you need him, right?
I got it corrected. That's 7 points.
Well, they didn't have 3 balls when you were doing women's basketball at UD.
No,
Right,
they didn't.
that's true. I was a color guy, too, so I didn't have to keep track of all that. There's a drive by Ackerman, and he's fouled.
Landon Griffith, Tony. 6'1" senior for Wilmington.
Ackerman 4 for 4 from the line, and every ball's been as prettier than the one before.
This is your first trip into Fred Summers' court. Kind of an interesting setup that we've got here. I love this this facility. I think it's great for the size of the town of Wilmington and what they've done as far as providing this kind of venue here. Holds about 2,800 people.
The lighting is beautiful.
What did they decide to put the high school basketball gym at the junior high because they were building the junior high? It looks like
That's
a fairly
correct.
new building
That's
for the
right.
junior high.
Yeah, there is another court, and that is in the high school, the older court, and much lower ceilings.
There's a long 3 ball. It falls wide and rebounded by the Lions.
But they took advantage of the new construction to build this facility.
How long's it been here?
Oh, I would imagine probably 15 years.
It's a beautiful facility. I love the lighting, and the floor is beautiful.
Floor was just refinished.
Yes, it's gorgeous.
Right.
And it's a pleasant venue. Like, it feels pleasing to the eye, and it's just a good-looking place. The lighting's good.
Well, Rick, you gave me a correction on the football Zinc Stadium and gave me a little bit of the history on that when we did a game. Oh, that was in Beaver Creek.
Right.
Tell me
correct.
a little bit about the Fred Summer.
Actually, in Beaver Creek, the girls are coming in Monday. Have you guys thought whether you're going to do that game or not?
Hadn't had much time to think about it. I was just advised of it.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, the actual history of Fred Summers, I believe he was a coach here at Wilmington,
There's
and
Hess
thus
with a
that's why they
basket.
named the court after him. But I don't have that. I don't really have a lot of information on the history of that. Maybe someone out there can let us know. Just go to our YouTube channel and let us know.
There's a long 3 by number 3, Matthew Butcher, that falls off, rebounded by New Richmond down the floor. Ackerman, long 3, no good. Pollard with a rebound, but I think we're going to have a foul.
Yeah. A little pushy there.
Kendall Pollard, Tony.
As Joe Davis calls this, a push from behind. He says there's no such thing as, he said it's always push from behind. And he does train these referees. So he also does our broadcast set. He got a little out of hand the other night, though. He was hanging out of the press box.
There's a long 3 by Matthew Butcher. 5 points for Butcher, giving Wilmington a 24-15 lead coming up on the 4-minute mark of the first half.
What's that?
This gym actually opened during the
93-94 season.
Seems
The gym opened.
younger than that. There's another 3 by Wilmington off the mark. Pollard with a rebound.
It's been well kept, that's for sure.
It seems younger than that.
Oh, they update it.
Long 3.
Well, it had to have had some serious use because you had a team with Mr. Cumberland a few years ago that went to the Final Four here.
You can see that Final Four banner there on the wall over there, 2006.
Bust out by Blessing. Luke Blessing on the layup fast break, and Wilmington had gotten 21-15 and now back up 26-15.
And you can see on our YouTube channel that game, that final game in the Final Four, actually the quarterfinals, right on Campus Nation. We were there at the shot.
You mean the semifinals, Rick?
Semifinals, that's right. Yep.
Who did they lose to? I don't remember that.
They lost to, let's see. It's a team up north. I think Lima Senior, I think, is the team. Yeah.
Greg
And
Simpson's school.
That's right. He was in that game.
Would have been Xavier Simpson. You said Greg.
Yeah.
Well, Greg is his dad. I remember
No,
back.
they're not related.
They're not?
Whoa, there's a jam.
Whoa!
Brady Bildens.
I wonder if Bildens is a high jumper
Brady
on the track
Bildens.
team.
His
He looks
dunks
like
are
it, doesn't he?
smooth.
Yeah.
That's his second jam.
Another turnover. Yeah, we were at.
I don't believe Greg and Xavier are even related.
We were at Wright State. We were at Xavier. We were all over the place for these games as they made their way to the shot. It was a great time.
Well, Cumberland ended up being a very solid play for UC.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I don't know whether
Oh,
he's
yeah.
signed on with anyone yet. I know he wasn't drafted, so they were saying that he had 4 or 5 teams that were looking
He
at
had
him.
a solid career for the Bearcats, no question.
I can see him going to Europe.
Yeah, he's that type of player.
Australia, perhaps, and making some money for 4 or 5 years at least.
Yeah, European, overseas type of player.
Kind of a tweener for the NBA.
Yes, yeah.
Not a great shooter. But certainly a very good college player, no question.
Very good.
There's a long three, good by Skip Lanshaw.
That's Shep, Tony.
Shep Lanshaw.
Shep Landsaw.
Landsaw. I have the names backwards, so it's Shep Landsaw. Why'd I got Skip Lanshaw?
0 for 2.
Shep
Oh,
Lanshaw.
that's a fundamental mistake right there, Tony. In basketball, if you're going to back cut, as Will Hess was doing there, you do not stop. You don't fake the back cut because the passer, if he sees you're going to back cut, you go. He's going to throw it. And that's what happened there. You don't stop or fake the back cut.
Under a minute, Wilmington with an 8-point lead, and there's a drive to the basket by Matthew Butcher. That's 7 points for Butcher unofficially. Wilmington 30-20.
And I think the only loss that the Hurricane suffered that year, other than in that semifinal, was to Moeller by 5 right
There's
here.
a fast break, and Wilmington following it up and no good, and rebounded out of there by Justin Ackerman. So they had a shot at it as we pull 20 seconds and counting. New Richmond looks like they're going to try for the last shot of the half. Down 10. Four seconds, you got to go. There's a long three at the buzzer, no good by Shep Lanshaw as we've come to the halftime score. It's Wilmington 30, New Richmond 20 at halftime, Jeff.
About what we, at least I expected coming in. Again, at this point in the season, and who knows how many practices have been missed by these schools. I was not able to contact the coaches this week to get a little background, but a team that has 4 games versus 2 earlier in the season, it's a whole lot different than later in the season where one team may have 16 and another team may have 14. One of the things you noticed in the first quarter and a half was the fouls. New Richmond at one point, I think, had 7 fouls and Wilmington 2. That wasn't not a comment on the officiating, but they're just a little rough around the edges. Played much better that quarter. They actually outscored Wilmington 12-11. They're going to need a spurt, though, sometime here in the second half to make this a game.
All right, let's re-identify everybody here and where we are and what we're doing. It is campusnation.com the YouTube channel of Campus Nation. Let's not forget the sister radio station of this entire group, WZAA out of Jeffersonville. I'm Tony Mancuso. Coach Jeff Merklin on the color. Rick and Sydney Phillips running the electric and the producing boards. As always, our cameraman tonight on the floor is Dean Thompson. Is it Dean?
That's right. And then we've got a static camera that is operating. Fred Summers served 37 years in the Wilmington School District as a teacher, coach, assistant principal, and athletic director. Thank you, Heather Johns. Heather Johns, her daughter, plays on Wilmington's girls basketball team. She's been a great player for Wilmington, and she will be with us another season here. And she's had some sisters that have also been on teams here for Wilmington.
Yeah, thanks for the update. And we got Fred Summers. Seems like he had a fantastic career. Anybody who gets an arena or gym or any statue or anything named after him, that's a pretty big accomplishment. I don't think that's anything that will be happening anytime soon at my house, Jeff. The only thing got my name on it is the dinner.
And your fantasy football trophy.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot.
Oh, okay.
I do have a fantasy football league that I named after myself.
You started the league, right?
Yes,
okay.
I did.
So the trophy is named after you?
Well, it's technically named after my son.
Oh,
but
it's
got my last name attached to it, so that is true.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that today.
No,
that must have cost him thousands.
Yeah, it's going to cost someone else money too, because I heard it was broken.
Yeah,
by somebody.
Something.
I won't say who, even though he's here broadcasting.
Always keep an eye on your cats.
Well, Jeff, speaking of breaking things, tell us about some of the COVID impediments and things that are facing some of these kids' high school basketball 2020-21 season.
Well, we talked a lot about COVID's effect on football, and it ended up getting played for the most part. I think anybody that wanted to play got 10 games in, anybody that wanted the games. Basketball, it's just been a fiasco. I was hired this year to not start a program, but a program that kind of needed retooled, if you would, at Patriot Prep in Columbus, and was really looking forward to I like building things with my programs as I coach basketball, and it's girls basketball. But about a week or two, maybe 3 or 4 days into when we were allowed to have open gyms, I hadn't had anybody show up at all. And as time approached the regular season, when you can start formal practice, saw 1 or 2 girls here or there. We had some girls that I thought would be good and was looking forward to it. But when the time came for formal practice, I had 1 girl show up the first night, no girls show up the second night, and ended up, I was worried maybe my reputation had preceded me or something.
Your trophy-breaking reputation.
Trophy-breaking reputation, but, I've been at this, I think, 11 years now, and I've always, I thought, done a good job where I've been, but it turned out all but one of the girls' parents refused to let them into a enclosed atmosphere.
Oh, goodness.
As a gym is. Now,
right.
At that school, probably like most, since February, the kids hadn't been in school. They'd been going online for the most part.
Yeah, what a shame.
And so you were asking them to basically come back into an atmosphere that was scary for an outdoor sport like football.
Right.
Once things have started, schools have a responsibility to tell other schools if one of their kids have tested positive within a certain time period, and that alone then knocks not only the school out that had the positive test, but it knocks then the school that played them out for 10 days. And this Patriot Prep, the boys team with Coach Kurt Caffey, is really doing well this year. They won 4 games the first week that they played, and they were scheduled to play Worthington Christian 2 Saturday nights ago. Was really looking forward to that because Worthington Christian has a player that's already signed with Division I Liberty. And because we played a school that on a Saturday night, Gilead Christian, that ended up, we got called Monday and said they had a kid test positive over the weekend. Well, we had to shut it down for 10 days, and we didn't get to play that game. And
what a shame.
If you look at the Internet Ohio high school basketball scores, boys and girls, it's almost as many cancellations every week as there are scores.
Yeah.
I had heard that, speaking of crazy rules that have to do with COVID, I had heard this, and I don't know if our audience has heard this or anybody up in our booth has heard it. The schedule for Ohio State basketball had Ohio State playing North Carolina tomorrow in a doubleheader game at Cleveland, I believe, and the other game was supposed to be UCLA, Kentucky.
So Cleveland is now in the college ranks?
Well, no, but that was where the game was being held.
Oh, okay.
Four heavyweights.
What's the
Cleveland
name of the arena
State's up there,
Well, that's
remember?
true, yeah.
And they gave Ohio State a good game last week.
Ohio State versus North Carolina, and the second game was supposed to be Kentucky, UCLA. It's a tournament that they play every year, basically, and OSU's in it every year. And I think the same four teams are in it every year. But they flipped the games, and they now have North Carolina playing Kentucky at 2, and the nightcap is going to be Ohio State UCLA after the game. And they flipped the opponents and they flipped the game.
And why do we think that?
There's two reasons for it.
I heard. Jeff, tell him. I heard.
Well, the two reasons. First of all, Ohio State football is playing the championship
That's
game
one.
at noon, and then the second thing is, once that happened, they decided, well, let's go ahead and match up schools, at least with the Big Ten, that have the same protocols for COVID.
Right.
And
Which makes sense.
So the schedule was changed based on COVID.
Right. Well, I think
Not,
a lot
not
of
only
that's
just
going
the
up.
schedule, but the opponents.
Right.
And remember, from football, the Big Ten and the Pac-10 are very similar in how they at least initially approached COVID. For football, they
weren't
didn't
gonna do anything.
We're going to play. They go home.
Yeah.
So that's why that's my understanding of the second reason why that change was made.
Okay, let's see if we have these unofficial scoring stats at halftime. Have you been keeping track?
Yes.
All right, go ahead, Jeff. Go through Wilmington. I got it too, but we'll see.
Wilmington,
what you got. 30 points for Wilmington.
Okay, 7 for Matthew Butcher. Brandon Glass has 8 with 2 3-pointers. Kendall France, 4. Kellen Baltazar, 2. Brady Bildens, 7. And Luke Blessing, 2. That should add up to 30.
I feel like we're like the bingo checker because that's exactly what I have. That's a good bingo for Wilmington. How about New Richmond in there, 20?
Will Hess has a basket and 2 free throws for 4. Tyler Sinninger, 2. Adam Ernst, 2. Shep Lansaw with the 1 3-pointer. And the 6'4 junior post, Justin Ackerman, leads New Richmond in scoring with 1 basket, a tray, and 6 for 6 from the foul line for 9 points.
That's what I have also. So
You guys
I
are
think
good.
we've got the stats correct here. We're winding down the halftime.
And I wanted to correct myself. I may have alluded to the fact that Shaylin Johns, Heather's daughter, was going to be here more than this year. She's a senior this year. I think she's going to Wright State. As I recall, when we had sort of an early senior night, they wanted to get it out of the way in case I guess there were more cancellations.
For basketball, Rick?
That's right.
Great.
And Amara
Congratulations.
Drake, she's also a senior. We have 2 seniors on the girls' team. They're all sophomores. We had an 8th grade class that was absolutely phenomenal, and they are going to be great the next few years.
Well, that's the key to it, as you know, Jeff, to build it when they're young.
That's right. And in my situation, fortunately, we had enough junior high girls, like 6, and hopefully we'll pick up a 7th, come out. And I at least am coached this year, and I am enjoying it.
So inside out to start the half. Will Hess will inbound it for New Richmond Lions, trailing Wilmington 30-20, and we're underway here, third quarter at Fred Summers Court, Wilmington High School. High school basketball on campusnation.com and the YouTube channel Campus Nation, the sister radio station 106.9 WZAA. There's Pollard inside, ball knocked around, picked up by Ackerman, and he
Good
lays
recovery.
it in. That's 11 points for Ackerman. 30-22.
Here you get the weave on the outside, looking to try to turn the corner and go down the lane.
There's an unforced error, and the ball looks like it's out of bounds.
It's only Wilmington's 4th turnover. They've handled the ball, as you said, Tony, on offense very well this evening for the most part.
Brandon Glass losing the handle on his end, and going to be a whistle and a foul in the backcourt. It looks like it's going to be 32, Luke Blessing.
It's his 3rd. Probably will see him stay in right now since it's early in the 3rd quarter.
And you're right, no substitution. There's Ackerman trying to post up, in trouble, gets it back outside. Takes the return pass, misses the jumper, and a rebound by number 12, Brady Bildens, and there's an over-the-back foul on 0, Kendall Pollard. I knew I was going to call him Kendall Pollard. Kendall Pollard is a UD grad, a great forward for the Flyers. That's Kendall Pollard. This is not Kendall, but it's Caden Pollard. But I knew I was going to make that mistake. That was coming. Butcher with a foul inside, Jeff.
Tried to go baseline. The defender, I didn't catch his number, had good position, and he kind of shot out a forearm to give himself a little more space, and he got caught. New Richmond is really going to have to get their scores going, Tony. Will Hess, 14.5 coming in, only has 4, and Tyler Sinninger, 16 a game coming in, only has 2.
It's been the Justin Ackerman show so far for New Richmond. He's got half the points. There's a drive by Sinninger. His 4th point. So just as the doctor ordered here, Coach Merklin, you called it, and here he scored. Long shot by Butcher, no good. Rebound, New Richmond down 6. They were down 10 at halftime. Long 3 by Ackerman falls off, and it's rebounded by Wilmington, and the break is on, and it's slowed up by the New Richmond defense. Glass again held up. Baltazar out front. Jumper at the lane by Blessing, rolls out, but New Wilmington gets the board. And a drive and bucket by number 11, Kelvin Baltazar.
Tony, that offense Wilmington is running creates a lot of space. Again, they're trying to create lanes for their guards to penetrate, but I really like how they keep floor balance.
And a timeout timeout New Richmond at the early in the 3rd quarter, leading Wilmington 32, New Richmond 24. .5:15 left in the 3rd quarter.
Rick, who is the assistant that's coaching Wilmington tonight?
I'm not sure. I think he is the assistant coach, so if you look on there, we actually had, I think, one of the players' fathers come in to help since we lost Coach Kramer.
There's a turnover. Brady Bildens with a drive and a bucket and counted. It might have a chance at a traditional 3-pointer, the old-fashioned style. A steal and a drive to the bucket by Bildens.
I think it might be Luke Roy, I believe.
Fouled by Tyler Sinninger on the other end. Strong drive to the basket by Bildens, and he'll have a chance to convert a 3-point. play.
He's been the most impressive player out there to me tonight, Tony, and he came in just at 6.3 points a game, but he's really opened it up this evening.
Yeah, last couple games he's actually come on.
And he's now in double figures with 10 points, adding that free throw.
Extremely athletic.
So it's Wilmington 35, New Richmond 24. 4:50 to go, third quarter. Ball's batted around and picked up by Pollard. But I think they're going to get him for an offensive foul.
That's 3 for Caden.
Nice backdoor cut, but the ball falls out of bounds.
Well defended that time by the helper on defense.
Had that Princeton look, didn't it, Jeff?
Right.
Backdoor like that.
I like how Wilmington clears the side out of the court and they play a two-man game, and they do 3 or 4 different things out of it. Very nice.
Ackerman driving down the lane, scores again. That's 13 for Justin Ackerman. Big game for Justin. There's a steal. Will Hess bust out layup. Good. 35 Wilmington, 28 New Richmond.
It's not really a spurt, but they're slowly getting back into it.
There might be a held ball. Yes, it is.
It's going to stay with Wilmington, though.
Yeah, a lot of times as a coach, when you're down 10, 12, 14 points at a certain point in the game, you try to tell the kids, let's just chop it a little bit at a time. Let's try to get it down to 7 by 4 minutes of the third quarter, maybe 5 by the end of the third quarter. And that seems to help sometimes with the kids.
Isaiah Bowman makes his first appearance for the Lions.
It's a walk, I think. New Richmond's defense has really improved this quarter, and that's the one
Playing
thing.
with a lot more heart and hustle than they
Right.
did in the first half.
Your offense may be a little struggling, maybe a little rough, but you can always amp up on defense, and that, I think, what's happened. That's got them going.
Their offense is not too bad either.
They're coming on.
Who'd you get that basket for,
Shep.
Jeff?
Shep Lansaw.
Ball's loose on the floor, and what do we have there?
Travel. I thought the ball was still kind of loose down there.
Yeah, I didn't actually see him have possession to be able to call traveling like
So
that.
New Richmond's cut this 10-point halftime lead to 4. Wilmington needs a basket. Long 3, off the mark by Baltazar, but they control the rebound. Another Baltazar 3 is air ball, rebound New Richmond, and they can cut the lead even further. Ackerman wanted the 3, but passed it up.
He was actually in his tippy toes.
Nice back cut. And there's a travel. Nice back cut. Carmesino got hung up.
Yeah, he was trying to pass somebody, just that it was all hurricane.
He ended up receiving the pass a little closer to the basket than you want to see. Didn't have much room to maneuver, and I just think it kind of got the best of him there, but it was a great cut.
Wilmington's been cold offensively the last few possessions, but there's an inside cut
foul
by Matthew Butcher, who's hit on the arm and fouled.
The problem with Wilmington this quarter, they only had 3 turnovers the first half, and they've had 4 already in the third quarter. And also maybe questionable shot selection, I think. New Richmond really has an opportunity to cut into it here.
Ackerman
Nice
driving
move.
to the basket and misses the runner, but a foul.
Going to get 2 shots.
And he'll go to the line. The foul on Bernhardt, Cole Bernhardt. Justin Ackerman will be shooting free throws again and missed that one. 13 points for Justin tonight.
Kind of short-armed that one a little and didn't bend his knees. That's a little better.
Yes, and the result is better too as he hits the free throw. That's 14 for Ackerman. It's 35-32 with 1:30 to go. Wilmington possession. Butcher drives to the basket, kicks it out. And a nice running shot, good by Luke Blessing.
Hurricane needed that one, Tony.
Desperately, yeah.
Good ball movement and a basket by Blessing. We're under a minute. Ackerman, long three, no good, but New Richmond with a rebound, and I think they're going to get
Charge.
Isaiah Bowman on an offensive foul.
Matt Butcher has been accused occasionally of flopping.
I think he got a little shot that time.
They're going to hold for one possession here? No, I guess not. Running jumper off the mark by Blessing, and the ball's loose and out of bounds. I think New Richmond kicked it out, and Wilmington will hold possession with 34 seconds left.
Timeout.
And a timeout, 30-second timeout. Looks like Wilmington is going to huddle up and maybe take the last shot of the quarter. It's Wilmington 37, New Richmond 32.
Tony, last year New Richmond won both of these games versus Wilmington, and finished the year 17-6, 9-1 in the SBAAC. They were the SBAAC American champions last year, and then unfortunately faced Hamilton Ross in the first round of the tournament and were beat. I don't know if you'd call it upset, because Hamilton Ross is generally a pretty good basketball school and play very tough competition. Last year, Wilmington, Coach Kramer's first year, were 9-14. He came here from Liberty Union up near Columbus.
34 seconds to go. Wilmington possession inbounds underneath their own basket. Are they going to play for the last shot? Doesn't look like it. Butcher drives and misses the little runner inside the lane, and Wilmington did not cash in on the timeout, and New Richmond with a ball, Jeff, and they'll get the last shot.
They should hold it for the last shot here. Probably, you usually want to try to attack at 8 seconds. That's a
And
little
there's
too
Sinninger.
early,
Long
but
three, good by Tyler Sinninger. And it's 37-35, and there's a half-court shot that falls short.
that was Shep, Tony.
You're right again.
Shep's got 3 threes, and really they've been very important threes. They've come at important times.
So let's give Shep Lanshaw the last basket, the three-pointer, not Tyler Sinninger. So Shep Lanshaw with 9 points. And we're now reached the end of the third quarter. Wilmington had a 30-20 lead at halftime and now holding on to a 2-point lead. 37 Wilmington, New Richmond 35. We're going to have a great third quarter here.
15-7 that time for New Richmond. Tony, interesting story about New Richmond's coach, Brian McMonagle, I think anyway. He's in his 12th season. He actually played for New Richmond. He graduated in 1998. In 2011, he was inducted into the New Richmond High School Hall of Fame. And in 1998, he was the SBAAC Player of the Year,
Great.
scoring 25 points 25.6 points a game, so he knows his basketball.
Nothing wrong with that when you're scoring 25 a game.
Oh, and Braden Sipple, we've talked about him in football. He's averaging 34 a game so far.
That's a little bit better even.
Leading the league, obviously.
But who's counting, right?
Anytime you're scoring 35 a game in basketball, you are some player. We have them on the schedule at all, Rick, Blanchester?
Yes, we do at Bland.
Well, sign us up for that. I want to see that game. Only way we'll miss that is if the Bengals are in the Super Bowl that weekend. So I don't
fat
think,
chance of that. I think they've
we're
already
gonna be
been
all right.
eliminated, Tony.
I think we're
I hate
gonna
to
be
burst your
all
bubble, but it's all over.
Ackerman again fouled. Jeff, he
Well,
draws.
COVID might help us. Maybe that'll knock out 30 teams.
Ackerman rolls in the free throw. He's been very active offensively. That's 15 points we have him for. Another one good, 16 for Ackerman.
So we're all tied up.
Yeah, wonderful having him pick up his game tonight because you've still got Hess with 6 and Sinninger with 4, and they've been the people that have carried New Richmond their first 2 games.
8 free throws for Justin Ackerman. Is that what you got him for?
10.
I thought it was 10 when I first looked at it. Then I said 8, thinking it was 10 sounded like too many. But that's right. He got 10 free
9
throws.
for 10. He's having a real big game.
Another turnover for the Cane.
Now we're at a tie with 7:12 left in the game. So New Richmond has never quit. They've crawled back. There's Ackerman in the low post, is hung up, but a nice feed
Oh,
to
good block.
Carmesino, whose ball's knocked out of his hand, and I think New Richmond will retain.
Well, Wilmington, if I remember my watching Campus Nation correctly, got ahead of Kettering Alder the other night. And
They did.
And then lost that lead. So this is kind of a big moment, I think, for this team.
There's one pass too many, but the ball rolls around Ackerman. Carmesino from the 3 misses.
Got a foul.
Jeff, it looked like New Richmond on that possession. One pass too many, yes?
I think so. We still ended up having a pretty good shot, but they're fortunate there. They got bailed out on the foul after the shot.
Back cut again is this time broken up by Blessing. Drive down the floor and basket by number 12. That's Bildens, 12 points on the night. Nice cut and break. Hess to the bucket is fouled.
That's a good take. He needs to do that the rest of this game, I think.
Fouls on Luke Blessing.
Yeah, that's his fourth. Fourth for the leading scorer.
With 6:15 to go. Hess's free throw good.
Yeah, that Alder game, I think, was lost in probably the last 3 minutes of the game.
Missed the second.
And that kind of was a game that showed COVID, too. I think that was Kettering Alder's first game.
It
Long
was.
3 by Matthew Butcher. Big 3 puts Wilmington ahead 42-38 with just under 6 minutes to go in the game.
Over and back.
They
No.
kept possession. Pressure defense by Wilmington forcing New Richmond to have trouble offensively. And
Timeout.
it's noticed by the McMonagle, the coach, who calls a timeout. We're at 42-38. It's campusnation.com, the YouTube channel of campusnation.com. I'm Tony Mancuso, Coach Jeff Merklin on the color. Rick and Sidney Phillips running the board. As always, Dean Thompson, one of our cameramen. Fred Summers Court, Wilmington High School, 42 for the Wilmington Hurricane, 38 for New Richmond as we're winding down fourth quarter action.
You mentioned Tony, Hamilton Ross knocked New Richmond out of the tournament last year in the first round. They also beat Wilmington about a week and a half ago, 62-31. So both of these teams have tasted Hamilton Ross.
And there's a turnover out of the timeout.
That's a killer for a coach.
Lanshaw had trouble getting the ball in bounds and then throws it away. So you call a timeout and then you get a turnover coming out of it.
Just gut-wrenching.
It's a foul.
Ball inside to Cole Bernhardt, and he's fouled by number 21. That's Isaiah Bowman. Second foul for Isaiah. The possession ball out. There's Kendall France back in. Hadn't played.
Handled in basketball like he was in football, at least at the running back position. You see him in the first quarter and then you don't see him
never
again.
That's really interesting. There's Blessing, lost the ball inside, and New Richmond comes out with it. Ackerman top of the key. There's the weave offense.
Yes, they are.
Long three by Lanshaw is off the mark, but rebounded by Pollard, and he is fouled. Brady Bildens on the foul. Pollard will go to the line down 4. 42 Wilmington, 38 New Richmond. Just over 5 minutes left in the game, 5:02 to go. Free throw short by Pollard. He wanted to take a practice one, but the official asked for the ball. So here's Pollard's second free throw. That one is good.
He did that the last time, didn't he? He missed his first one and then made his second.
I've got that as his first two.
Me too. I got it as his first point.
I think you're thinking of Ackerman the last time.
Yeah. 3.
Long three by Francis off the mark. Pollard with a rebound. Here comes New Richmond with a chance to tie with a 3. Ackerman drives the lane and lays it in. That's 18 points for Justin. It's a 1-point game with 4:30 to go. Good ball game here tonight. And there's a steal ball taken away. Kids are falling on the floor, but it's Richmond ball. Lanshaw comes away with it. Ackerman drives the lane and missed that one. Might be hurt. Yeah, he shook up an ankle or a thigh, something in his left leg. But he's walking it off.
Came down on it just a little awkward, I would say. I don't know
Strong
if it's a knee
drive
or an
to
ankle.
the basket, and I think they're going to take him out to
Might have rolled his foot there.
attend to his leg, give him a breather. He's had a big night with 18 points.
Tony,
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Both of these teams, as you correctly noted, run a similar offense. The biggest difference is that Wilmington has their post primarily down low, and New Richmond has been able, with Ackerman, who handles the ball well too, to be out high. I think that really helps to have a post who can handle the ball like New Richmond's Ackerman. In fact, Wilmington now had France in the post the last time.
New Richmond now with a chance to take the lead on this possession with 3:26 to go. There's a drive by Lanshaw into the bucket, and he scores, and New Richmond, folks, has taken the lead, 43-42 over Wilmington with 3:14 left. So the 10-point halftime lead is gone. Butcher, long three off the mark. Rebound, Pollard. You talk about a shift in momentum. And New Richmond is calling a timeout, and I think one of the reasons there, Jeff, was to get Ackerman back in.
Let's see if they put him in. Is
They
he at the
did,
table?
He got him back in on that whistle.
Good timeout. Good timeout.
So, a ball game here, folks. It's 43 New Richmond, 42 Wilmington. That 10-point halftime lead
It's
erased.
evaporated.
We're going to go to the wire, I think, of this one.
Well, turnovers, 6 so far in the second half for Wilmington versus 3 the first half. And really, I'm a person that loves people shooting threes, but I would say 4 or 5 of the threes that Wilmington's taken have been at least 3 to 4 feet behind the arc. And you like to kind of see them get a little bit closer than that, but maybe that's the way they do it.
Well, I think they've been good looks. They've been clean looks. It hasn't been forced. They've had the looks, and it seems like they've got the go-ahead to fire away.
You're not going to be forced from 25 feet, so they got to make them if they're going to take them.
So New Richmond ball side out. 2:55 left in the ball game, leading by 1. Hess driving inside is cut off baseline. There's Ackerman, how you describe, top of the key at the high post.
Walk.
And I know they're going to get a travel. That shuffled his feet. It was a pretty obvious call. And the official, one of the 3 Mikes, they're all named Mike.
Of the officials?
Yeah, that must have tied a record of some sort.
That travel is one you'll get every time in high school, and you'll never get in the NBA.
Nope. Basically, it's like a football player. You just hand him the ball in the NBA and let him run. Right?
That's correct.
That's what you do in today's game.
If you go in YouTube and see, type in NBA traveling, you'll see really egregious
No such
travels.
thing as that anymore.
No such thing.
And there's
good move.
Lanshaw inside. That's 13 for Shep. It's 45-42. This is a big possession for Wilmington. Long three by Baltazar is off the mark, but a big rebound and a 3 by Butcher is good. Huge 3 by Butcher. We're tied at 45. We're going to the wire. Minute 40 to go, 45-45 here at Wilmington High School between the Lions and the Hurricane.
Oh.
Touch foul on Baltazar out front.
Not a good foul. 45 feet from the basket.
Do you make
and
that call, one of the Mikes? Come on, Mike.
No, you got to call that, Mike.
You're too far out. It doesn't affect the play.
This is high school, and that's
All
not
right.
Russell Westbrook out
All
there.
right.
1 and 1.
All right. Lanshaw, big free throws. First one, good. Beautiful. That's 14 for Lanshaw. 46-45 with a minute 33 to go. Second one off the mark. Scramble for the rebound. What a save by Ackerman to Pollard. Lays it up
misses
and
the bunny.
But Butcher with a big rebound. What a turn of events that was. Butcher, long 3 off the mark.
Very poor shot right there. I'm sorry.
too
Just
far
slow
out.
it down now. There we go. Reset the offense. Glass lost the ball, and Richmond comes up with it, and they're going to call a timeout. Describe that last sequence, Jeff, because we had a little haphazard by the Hurricane.
Well, I'm going to go back to the possession before where the first shot was taken, and it was taken from about 24, 25 feet again, maybe 23, but it was short and came out. Wilmington was fortunate. The ball got tapped out close or just past the arc, and Butcher got it, but he stepped in with one dribble and shot, and it was about a 20-footer, and he drained it. They come back, they get, they're lucky. Miss a layup, New Richmond does. They come
Big
back down
miss
the
in
court, and the first shot that's taken, and I don't remember who did, was in 23, 24 feet. not
I
a
think
high
Butcher.
percentage shot.
I think Butcher.
And
Yeah, it was Butcher. Yeah.
I'm sure kids have been given the green light. You know, if you look at the shot charts anymore, there's hardly anything taken from mid-range. It's layups and threes, but that's not the shot you want right there.
Well, reset here. It's 46 New Richmond. Wilmington, the home team, 45.
If I'm New Richmond, I'm coming out and running my offense. I'm not going to try to ice it right yet, but I'm emphasizing no bad shots, no
Big possession here.
I would not. I would tell him no threes either.
Yeah, both teams are in the 1-1.
Got to get
and we
the
got
clock.
a minute 5.
Minute 5 to go. I've actually never seen the clock turn off and run the timeout clock on the main clock. There's a layup, backdoor layup pass to Tyler Sinninger. Big basket, New Richmond. It's a 3-point game with 50 seconds to go. Now, do you take a 3 here, Jeff, or get your best 2 you
Get
can
your best 2. Try to drive a foul, get into the hoop.
40 seconds to go, down 3.
Oh.
And I think they're going to call Butcher with an offensive foul, Jeff.
That's the last thing you wanted to do.
And I think a good call because he did push away
He
with
pushed
the
him
elbow.
off, yeah.
Trying to get a look.
Well, they were frustrated out there because the defense was in their face. They had no open look from the threes, and I think that's right. Earlier, New Richmond was playing them back a little bit when they were 24, 23 feet from the basket, but that time you can't let them take the open look from even that distance.
So there's 35.6 seconds to go. The ball situation will be side out for New Richmond, leading by 3, 48-45 over Wilmington. Do you foul here, Jeff, or do you play straight up defense? What are you doing?
How much is time on the clock?
36.
36. You go for the steal. If you don't get it within the first 2 or 3 seconds, you have to put them on the line.
And of course, New Richmond will be shooting for a 2-possession
Right, it'll be a
lead.
double bonus.
And you should have, if you had good scouts, you would also know who you want to funnel the ball to and then go after them.
Well,
The
let's
poorest
see.
foul shooter.
Let's see.
I wouldn't go after Justin Ackerman unless you had no other choice.
He and Lanshaw have had big games tonight. We have Justin Ackerman with 18 and Shep Lanshaw 14.
Coming into the game, New Richmond is only shooting 52% from the line, so that's another reason to, if you don't get a quick steal, to put them on.
35.6 seconds to go. And there is the call made, Butcher on the foul, and it'll be Lanshaw going to the foul line. So quick foul, 33.6 seconds to go. You were right, basically. You let the inbound pass get in, and then after no steal, there's the foul. Big free throw. First one is short. Huge free throws. Lanshaw misses the first one. One more here, put him up 4, 2-possession game, and it is good. So big shot by Shep Lanshaw, 15 points for Shep. Wilmington on the possession, down the other way, down 4 points, 27 seconds to go. Long 3 is short. Rebound Wilmington, and Butcher and Baltazar collided, and the ball goes out of bounds, and it'll be New Richmond ball with 19 seconds to go. 19.4 to be precise. Wilmington trailing by 4.
Yeah, we go 4 across here against the man press. You'll see a couple screens and then
And
clear.
there's a foul. So the foul's called on Brady Bildens. And it'll be Shep Lanshaw at the line again.
I guess that was France.
Made 1 and 2. It's Bildens on
Is-
the foul, yeah.
Is it?
PA
I
guy
don't
had,
think France is in
yeah,
there.
had France
Oh,
on the
okay.
foul, but it was Brady Bildens. Free throw Lanshaw, good. That's 16 points for Shep. One more big one here. And that one is short. Rebound Wilmington. Here they come with 15 seconds to go. Gotta hurry, guys. Drive to the basket, and it's good by number 12, Brady Bildens. That's 14 points for Brady.
He's only had 2 shots to my memory the second half, though, Tony, and I would like to have seen Wilmington go to him a little more this half.
I don't think the score is right, is it?
I thought it was a 5-point lead before
5
that.
point and then a basket. You got to give them the points, folks. There you go. 50-47 is the score. So it's still a 1-possession game. What do you do here if you're either team?
Well, quick foul, and if you are New Richmond, you if you're pressured and you think you're not going to get it in on time, you got to use a timeout. In fact, even if there's any doubt about it, just call the timeout. I think they have 2 left.
It'll be New Richmond inbounding the ball underneath their own basket. They're leading 50-47.
No, I'm wrong. New Richmond has, at least according to the scoreboard, has 0 left. So the thing to do if you're pressured, just throw it up high to midcourt, and at least it's out from under your own basket.
You don't want to do the Chris Webber timeout thing. There's a quick foul by Brandon Glass. And to the foul line for New Richmond with the game on the line, basically. Make these, and that might be it. It's Tyler Sinninger who's out on the free throw line.
That was good coaching by New Richmond. Send your leading scorer to the ball.
And he got it. So that's 7 points for Tyler. Not a big offensive night for Tyler, but these free throws are huge. 4-point game, and he buries them both.
He's been big in the second half.
8 points for Tyler. 52-47. Wilmington now has got to hurry in the drive to the basket. Baltazar lays it in. So we're back to a 3-point game, and I think there's not going to be a possession.
No timeouts left for Wilmington either.
Nothing you could do. The ball rolls around, and New Richmond watches the clock run out, and they win their big comeback game tonight. New Richmond 52, Wilmington 49, and a comeback win for the New Richmond Lions over the Wilmington Hurricane. Jeff, let's kind of summarize some of the things we saw tonight.
Well, first half, Wilmington clearly had the upper edge, and I think I'll go back to what I said earlier. New Richmond was very rough around the edges the first half. We're not handling the ball well. We're committing fouls away from the basket, fouls that were very sloppy in nature. Second half, they got it together, and you combine, and I'm sorry, I'm just going to say it, extremely poor shot selection for Wilmington. You had 8 turnovers the second half, whereas they had 3 the first half. And I think they got away from who was hot, which was Brady Bildens. I think they kind of forgot about him out there. And then the other thing was Luke Blessing got in foul trouble early, 15 points a game coming in, and he only finished with 4. And I think the foul trouble got to him. As far as New Richmond goes, wonderful team effort. Their 2 leading scorers, Will Hess and Tyler Sinninger, did not have big nights scoring, but Shep Lansall and Justin Ackerman picked it up. And that's what good teams do. When one boy's down, the other one comes up. And that happened in 2 instances for New Richmond. Very well coached game by Mr. McMonigal for New Richmond.
Well, definitely a tale of 2 halves. Wilmington led first quarter 19-8, and then halftime still had a 30-20 lead. And since then, we're basically outscored 32-19 in the second half by New Richmond. You got some unofficial scoring stats for both teams, Jeff?
I think I've got it. Let's see if we match up again. Matthew Butcher, 3 three-pointers, a 2-pointer, and 2 foul shots for 13 points. Brandon Glass, 2 threes and a 2 for 8. Kendall France, 2 twos for 4. Kellen Baltazar, 3 twos for 6. Brady Bildens, he had a 3. 5 twos and a free throw for 14. And I had Luke Blessing with 2 twos for 4. For New Richmond, I had Kendall Pollard, 1 free throw for 1 point. Will Hess, 2 twos, 3 foul shots made for 7. Tyler Sinninger, 3 twos and 2 free throws for 8. Adam Ernst had a deuce for 2. Shep Lansall, 3 big threes during the course of the time when the New Richmond really needed it. He also had 2 twos and 3 free throws. That adds up to, I believe, 16. Justin Ackerman, who was my player of the game, 3 twos, a 3, and 9 for 10 from the line. That would be 18 if I got it right.
Yeah, New Richmond really hit some big free throws. A huge advantage on the foul line, according to the stats that we had up here in our booth. So it's a final from Fred Summers Court at Wilmington High School. New Richmond Lions 52, the Wilmington Hurricane 49. Let's talk a little bit about everybody and what we got here. These games are available on podcast. You can log on to campusnation.com or the YouTube channel of Campus Nation and rewatch tonight's game or any game broadcast on campusnation.com. They're all there. Tonight's New Richmond 52-49 win over Wilmington. Signing off here. Let's thank everybody who helped us get this broadcast up and out. First of all, Dean Thompson on the camera. Another great job by Dean. Rick and Sydney Phillips, the couple of the year. They're up for it for 2020.
Oh, a great year to have that happen.
I hope that's not symbolic or something.
It's down to A-Rod and J-Lo and Joe and Jill and Rick and Sydney Phillips. So they're in the finals, the 3 of them at least. They say Beyonce and Jay-Z are upset because they got knocked out early but maybe Rick and Sydney will win it.
Donald and Melania are probably not real
this
happy
wasn't
either.
their year. This wasn't their year. So it's maybe down to the Phillipses and the Bidens to see who wins it, with J-Lo and A-Rod coming in at third. That'll be my prediction. Not really, but it is. Rick and Sydney, thanks again. Coach Jeff Merklin, any final words here from Wilmington Fred Summers Court?
Great game for New Richmond, their 3rd of the year. I think they can use that as a trampoline effect, stay at the top of the SBAAC American. Wilmington's got to learn how to close games. That's right. two in a row that they've let go. Now, granted, Altair's a good team, and New Richmond looks like they've got something, but that's a disturbing trend, and my guess is they just missed their coach. Is somewhere in the mix of that explanation.
Well, Rick, what broadcasts or games does the network have coming up?
Our last broadcast of the year will be this Monday night. The Beaver Creek Beavers come in. They're going to be playing, obviously, the Lady Cane. That game will get underway at 6:45 right here at Fred Summers Court.
Those are the girls playing, right?
The girls,
okay.
That's right. Yeah.
All right, so girls on Monday night, and boys will see them in 2021 when the schedule reamps at the first of the year. So it's time to sign off here, campusnation.com, the YouTube channel of Campus Nation. I'm Tony Mancuso, and good night to our audience, and tune in next time. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.